Okay, we're here with Pavel Kravchenko. You're from the Ukraine?
I'm from Ukraine, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what you're doing in the space with the project.
So I'm a cryptographer originally, and I've been working as a security developer for a long time. And then I decided to switch my job, and I came to the US in early 2014, and I ended up in Stellar. That's where I spent a few months as a remote cryptographer. But later I joined the Singapore company as a cryptographer, and we were solving quite interesting problems. And the same year I founded with my partners Distributed Lab, which was originally the consulting company, but then we formed our mission and became a product company.
A product company?
Yeah. So our mission is to build financial internet. The situation when all accounting systems in the world can speak the same language.
Wow.
So they should use the same APIs and protocols to communicate with users and with each other. So we should have the same situation as with regular internet, where you can take any device and any which runs any browser, and you can access any website. With financial industry, with accounting, it's not the case. So every bank has its own application, and they're not cross-compatible. And then if you touch like stocks or maybe real estate accounting or loyalty points or whatever, it's a mess. In a lot of cases, it's still paper-based process, and even if it's digital, the APIs are different. Each system could be may not have an APIs, or they're not supporting digital signature. It's a big mess. So we want to fix that. And that's why we are working on the product. It's already live. That is like the foundation for the general purpose accounting system. So it has the ledger. It's blockchain based, but it doesn't really matter for now. It has a payment system inside, an order book, wallets, management for administrators, and some other functionality like gateways, etc. And then we white label that for companies that want to launch their own ecosystem of digitized asset. So our customers are tokenizing the gold, money, so we have digital banks among our customers, or loyalty points, or investment contracts, or particles of funds. So technically the accounting system doesn't care what it accounts, right? It could be tomatoes on the warehouse, or it could be loyalty, just numbers, balances.
Do you guys have to manually integrate each different application or example that you're using, or this can happen by the end user or end company?
It's a good question. Yes, we have to integrate. We have partners who do that. Okay. But right now we try to focus on use cases that didn't have any infrastructure before. So if company wants to build their own system, let's say for warehouse receipts, and they had a paper-based system, then we don't need to integrate anything. It's like you have to deploy from scratch. It's easier than integrating.
Right.
For now it's like that.
Wow. And what stage are you at with the project right now?
Yeah, we're working on that for 4 years already. Wow. So the product was built based on our experience with more than 15 projects. And so the experience over this project we encapsulated in what we have now. So the product itself is 1 year old. And
is there people using the platform at the moment?
Yeah. So how it works? There are customers who need to roll out some infrastructure, and what we can offer them is really short time to market, because we already have a lot of functionality, and reduced costs and predictable costs and reduced risks. So yes, we have customers, they're buying the license, and then we or now our partners are customizing this product according to their needs. So that's how it happens.
Can you give us just on a very high level, a real-world example?
Maybe Swarm Fund.
What's that?
Swarm Fund from California.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, they did an ICO last year. They built a platform for other funds to tokenize LP ownership, LP positions in investment funds.
Wow.
So we were a technical partner for that.
Wow.
We have a running internet bank in Germany. It's called hafsi.com. Hafsi. So
just to rewind a little bit, why does Swarm Fund need you guys? Why do they need your platform?
Because they required functionality to, like, for the fractional ownership and crowdfunding that we had already.
Okay.
So that's just a quicker time to market.
And is your product based on smart contracts on Ethereum or something?
No.
Or you're off chain or?
We actually right now use this Stellar code base. Historically, yes, his Stellar code base.
You're building on Stellar?
Not on Stellar, we're using the code base.
Okay, because it's open source.
Yes, as well. Why? Because when we started in 2014, there was nothing else except Ripple, Stellar, and Bitcoin, Litecoin, but there was no Ethereum, no Hyperledger. So that's the.
So does that mean you have built your own blockchain?
Yeah, every time we deploy, basically, like we have a kind of an old blockchain, and every time we deploy it to our customer, they receive its own network. So they're all independent. There is no token, the native token that we control. They decide which assets to put on there, and that's a very crucial thing that we believe that the future financial system should not have a single native currency.
Right.
That people should be free to transact with any asset they want without paying fees in any obligatory coin.
Right.
So that's why the software has no internal currency. That's why we haven't done any ICO. And
they create their own tokens, or they.
If it's a warehouse, for example, the token will represent the ownership for the warehouse
the
receipt.
Items. Yeah,
the items. If it's gold, then token represents a certain amount of gold.
They have to create they have to tokenize using.
Yeah.
You guys provide that service as well, where they can tokenize something.
Yeah, but the service is basically either SaaS, so we just hold the infrastructure on our servers, or we give them the modules and they run it on their own premises.
Wow.
So it's like an Oracle. You take the license and you just run it.
Wow.
So the benefits, I know many people will ask, it's not a blockchain or whatever. It's an accounting system.
Yep.
It utilizes blockchain to achieve integrity,
Yep.
non-repudiation, like resilience, accessibility of the infrastructure itself. And the owner of the infrastructure, the customer, decides whether it will be public or private, or how many transactions, on who will be the validators. They can open these nodes to auditors.
Right.
So it's up to them.
Yep.
So that's why I don't like the public-private.
So you're not necessarily utilizing a public blockchain like Ethereum. You can do it all. Yeah. And does that help with scalability issues as well?
Yeah. It helps with a lot of issues, and I generally believe that if we talk about the financial system of the future, we should not have a single blockchain where everything is recorded.
Yeah.
Because it's about decentralization. It's about security. It's the financial system of the future should work like a mesh network.
Right.
Not like a single blockchain where you have to join and pay fees.
Yeah.
It's like we talk to each other. We don't need anybody else to validate our messages. So
one of the users of the platform or clients could decide or nominate a bunch of nodes themselves to kind of validate their own. So the kind of it's decentralized to a point because they're still utilizing the concept of.
Yeah, let's say you want to build a registry of land.
Yeah.
And it should be public registry.
Yeah.
But you give the right access to notaries.
Right.
And then obviously all notaries should have a full copy of this ledger. And they will run a consensus algorithm suitable for that case between themselves.
Yeah.
And government will just oversee what happens.
Yeah.
But a single notary cannot add a piece of land that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
They can only transact with whatever is there, or maybe split it by pieces, but cannot add. That is, and other notaries will approve that. So if you're doing something wrong, then others will stop you.
Got ya.
So the consensus will be among
And those notaries could be, that consensus can be done with as little as like 10 nodes or notaries.
I mean,
like it can be, and they can be nominated inside and outside the organization, or
let's say you include all the notaries in the country, so
Yeah.
there were thousands of them.
Okay.
That's also possible.
Okay.
So there is no limitation for that.
And they can just hold that on a standard kind of computer
Yeah,
system.
yeah. So that's where blockchain can help.
Yeah.
It will allow to synchronize
Yeah.
and store data between parties
Yeah.
who don't trust each other 100%.
Yeah.
So they have to verify all actions of others.
On a private blockchain.
I don't know if it's private
Okay.
one. How can you define? Because
Yeah.
if it's a public registry, right?
Yep.
So everybody can access. It's just me as a citizen, I can see everything, but I will not. If only notaries are responsible for recording transactions, I will just see. Okay, they recorded that, but
Yeah.
I can audit, but I cannot change.
Yeah.
They can change, and it's fine because that's how people agreed.
Yeah. Wow.
It's kind of public already.
Yep. That's
It's not permissionless law, though.
right.
But that's the right definition.
Yeah.
Permissioned and permissionless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I get you. Well, that's intriguing. I really appreciate you talking to us. How can people find out more about the project?
They can go Distribute Lab on the internet. It's very simple to find
What's
us.
the web address?
It's distributelab.com.
Distributed.lab.com.
Yeah.
Lab singular, not plural.
Yeah, lab.
Distributorlab.com.
We do a lot of educational activities and conferences. So we have an online course on YouTube. It's a free course. Now it's in Russian, but will be translated. We've just published a book about blockchain and decentralized technology. The English version is already live, test version, and in a month or two will be on Amazon. We do a lot of conferences in Ukraine, hackathons, meetups, so since 2015. Other things, so just quite easy to find us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How many people in your team?
It's like around 50.
At the moment. Well,
Yeah.
and distributed around the...
No, they're centralized.
in the Ukraine.
Yeah, in one city.
Excellent. And break up that team for me in terms of different
Like
departments.
35 developers.
Mainly devs.
Yeah, mainly devs, yeah.
Okay. And you're onboarding clients regularly?
Because we focused only on specific type of projects, we had not a lot of clients, but that helped us to sustain. And now when we're transforming fully to the product company, we are giving these customers and contracts to our partners and focusing only on the product side.
Excellent. So good to talk to you. I encourage people to check out more about you guys.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.